Hello, Capricorn, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting December 12th, 2016. Quick reminder for you guys, your monthly astrology horoscopes for December are up on a special playlist on the main channel page if you want to check those out. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So, Capricorn, what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, this week is like its own short story for everyone. There's a lot of long-standing angles going on this week. And it all begins early on with a full moon in Gemini, in your 6th house of reputation and daily work and physical health, forming a connection to Uranus in your 4th house of home and family. And this is sort of a signal moon for a lot of you, because whenever we have a full moon in the 6th house, it's a signal that something that we have been preparing, something we've been in preparation for, is ready to debut, it's ready to come forth. And with this connection, with Uranus retrograde in the 4th house, this connection, this debut may come from somebody in your family or in your neighborhood. And this might be kind of an interesting surprise, you know, because I usually tend to see that the writers and the tinkerers tend to get this angle really well in their charts, you know, and when we talk about that, it's like, okay, are we trying to maybe showcase a personal project that we've been working on, or maybe we are trying to finalize, you know, a big construction project, or maybe we're working on a health routine or going through a health regimen, or maybe even, you know, in the care of a relative, or we're taking care of a relative when it comes to their health. We have a good turnaround happening with all of this. And this kind of turns into a big sort of recovery healing week for that there on the physical and on the financial level. We also have this week Jupiter in Libra, in your 10th house of career, forming a wonderful allied angle to Saturn in your 12th house of secrets, your privacy, and your hidden zone. And again, it's all about debuts. It's all about coming out into the open with something huge when it pertains to your career and how you make your money or how you express yourself, you know, because the 12th house can talk about our hidden talents. And this is one of those situations where a lot of you Capricorns who may have been sort of maybe sitting on a personal venture for too long, waiting for the right time, or maybe we have, you know, a big breakthrough that we've been just sort of waiting to cash in on, finally start to see it take shape. People will be dialoguing a lot more about your own personal work as, you know, as it relates to, say, your writing, your art projects, or maybe even your spiritual life. This bodes extremely well for those of you who do work online or work from home. Uranus is also going to be throwing itself into the mix here from that 4th house of home and family. And any of you who have been thinking about trying to find a way to publicize, you know, yourself, in a sense, get yourself publicity, this is the time to be doing it. You are going to get noticed. This is a discovery angle for a lot of you. So, that being said, what is going on with your cards? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Atheling, alright? And this card does talk about, again, being in a position to be seen. We see a card of nobility. And we talk about a card of nobility, well, this also talks about a card of representation and representing ourselves, but perhaps even also representing our, you know, our product, our art, our craft. You're going to be seen as a position of authority or being treated as sort of like the VIP a lot this week. And we need to make sure that we are allowing ourselves to be seen, essentially. Sometimes we don't want to look like that person who's just looking for 15 minutes of fame for the sake of it. Absolutely not, you know. But I think that with the Atheling card, denying yourself attention can also look like we're not grateful. And so this week, if you have been in a situation where you might be feeling like, look, I don't want this to be public, or I don't like getting this kind of recognition, because, you know, sometimes we can be like that. And, you know, earth signs like, You, especially, do like to kind of keep things simple. I think that with the Aethelling card, though, you are going to be, again, sort of the belle of the ball, and you don't want to be the one who's pissed off for that fact, because it's actually going to be serving you really well. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Page of Swords upright. Inquiry, interest, interviews. These are the words that we want to be hearing a lot of, especially, again, if we are looking for new work or a way to promote our work. Because the Page of Swords upright says people, again, are showing that keen interest in you a lot this week. There may be a great deal of dialogues going on where we are trying to find a way to maybe spread the word about you or speed up your progress in an interview or, again, in a job application process to get you to a higher place than you've been trying to get from the beginning. We do have a chance to skip steps, to skip grades with the Page of Swords. And so this week, a lot of you Capricorns may have your heart set on doing everything in certain orders of operations or in certain, at a certain pace. But, if somebody gives you a chance to jump from step D to step H this week, you may actually want to just take them up on that. Maybe E, F, and G were superfluous. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the Seven of Swords inverted. This is a boomerang card. I always see this as something coming back to us. Something coming back to us in the form of a favor, somebody repaying us. You might not even think that they owe you anything at all. Sometimes the Seven of Swords inverted can show up where, a person is trying to let us know how much they appreciate something we've done in the past, repay a gesture, repay money spent, or maybe even something you thought, again, you were donating with no expectation of return. But the Seven of Swords inverted says they didn't see it that way. This could also show up as somebody offering to kind of, again, take on something extra for you, but a repayment it is, nonetheless in their eyes. And you do need to accept it. Because sometimes it hurts people's feelings when you say, no, I don't want that nice thing you're giving to me. Don't reject it, because they'll take it as a rejection. See, my Twitter thing just went off, and it was really just agreeing with me. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Seven of Wands inverted. Choose your battles this week. That's usually the best paraphrase for this card, but most importantly with the Seven of Wands inverted is talking about making sure, again, we are not putting up unnecessary boundaries, okay, where we are not shutting things down prematurely. There may be a sense that a lot of things are going too fast in your life this week, or again, where something has gotten out of control or turned into a runaway train. That's not necessarily exactly what's going on. The Seven of Wands inverted says you don't want to make it a habit of, again, prematurely rejecting too much either. You may be trying to protect yourself from something that's not a threat. And the Seven of Wands inverted could also indicate maybe a lot of this is just more of a fear of, being king or queen of the mountain, because usually the king or queen of the mountain doesn't get to stay up there for very long. It's not that kind of situation. And the Seven of Wands is inverted is ultimately saying, Capricorn, this week you just don't get the option to be isolated. You're just going to have to settle for having friends. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Ten of Swords inverted. And this card is kind of strange because, when we get the Ten of Swords inverted, it is so much different and so much better than, the Ten of Swords upright. It is a different card. Because I'm kind of seeing that something turning out better than you could have expected when it comes to love and romance. There may have been something that you thought you ruined, or maybe was just ruined, or could never happen when it comes to a crush or an intended. Maybe you thought an opportunity was dead and gone. Again, we have a week where a lot of things are kind of coming back to you this week, and this could be a chance to get a second chance with somebody special. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Ten of Swords inverted says that you and your partner are going to actually kind of have a weird moment where you realize that you were dodging some kind of big bullet. If the two of you have been facing some kind of impending doom, or it's felt like an impending doom, and sometimes we hear about those things. Sometimes we feel like, oh my god, we're never going to be able to make, to raise a lot of money really shortly, or maybe we're feeling like something is just kind of over and done, it's not working, or maybe you kind of thought that there's something is coming to an end, either in the relationship or something that the two of you are dealing with coming to an end. It's just not so. Some of you may have already been prepared for the worst, whatever this is, and it's just not going to come to pass. So again, good news, second chances, and bullet dodging, all for you. So that is your forecast, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you would like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.